Well, Silver, that was an interesting concept. First of all, we kind of gets. I finally get into the basement there. Then, for some reason, Herringon did something I didn't think that he would do ever. But he just disintegrated two of those guards. Like, they just came down asking questions, and sudden poof, up in fire, gone, dead. That kind of scared me a little bit. I wanted to run, but I don't think I was in danger. Anyways, uh, we explored a little bit more. Found a saint, some saint. I forgot what her last name was. Guess that the curse that she put me under kind of inflicted my memory a little bit, but we took care of her. Everybody kind of working together. Of course, Warren's just in the background doing nothing, running around. And then we met up with a bunch of crypts and the Queen's men. Uh, I thought with all the crypts, they had a bunch of these holy symbols. I thought keeping them on my person would keep them from being able to get it. But they decided once they opened the door that they would take all of our belongings. So I decided to get back at them. Everybody got their stuff. Hopefully, it was worth their pay because I cut that rope right as soon as I got up. There's no way they were able to get out. Hopefully. Unknown if those explosions that were happening were dynamite or whatnot, but or if they were actually successfully breaking the door open. But if that happened, then I think we would have more issues with that mummy running loose, unable to take care of it or finally putting it to rest. Um, we took our short rest, and that's where I met, or our long rest, and that's where I met you. I'd start petting the horse, giving it another carrot. And then, of course, I look up at the group I'm following now. Now we gotta follow these guys so that way Heron Guy can finish his quest, figuring out what he's trying to do too. Ah, let's keep going. As I'm following a bunch of robe-cladded members of the following the Sacred Flame. And that's the recap.
Minus they're not wearing cladded armor. They're like in robes and cloth.
Yeah, I meant
naked.
Yeah, I meant robes and cloth. Yeah.
Yeah, if they were
But
cladded,
I
if
felt
they were cladded armor, I'd be
yeah.
like, "Fuck this shit, I quit. I'm not fighting that."
Yeah.
It's like a
We had a
paladin's
mission. I was caught, so I had to try to lie my way in here.
fucking paladin. Alright. I'll recap for next week, which is probably not going to happen because of July 4th, but it'll be Arthur, so Arthur, you better keep that as a notebook somewhere.
Never. Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Because chance it's not going to happen next week.
I can hang on for the week after.
Yeah, well, until all the hollies are done, it's going to be a while. Alright. As you guys begin to follow in suit, without obviously notice, I don't know if Thor, you had mentioned the rest of the crew, or
I had. They don't know. All I said
to them
so they're just
following behind.
Yeah, you never know who's following.
All right, so Valen and the rest of them falling behind as you guys make yourself towards Champion Gate. This gate has been struck by raining debris from the meteor, as most of it has been collapsed. One of the towers have been toppled into several buildings below, as the gate itself is splintered and shattered. The entirety of the passageway is strewn with large rocks, chunks of work stone, and splattered wood and other scrapes and debris and reuse. As you can see, there is a thin walkway cleared through the rubble on one of the towers that have been cleared up to the entrance. Just inside the gate are a few tents gathered around a small makeshift campsite. The camp site is huddled near one of the available entrances into the gate tower. About 20 or so pilgrims of the falling fire can be found here, resting here, recuperating before going further on their journey. As they accompanied by a small camp, you can see some of them use the tower for discussion, meetings, and wounded who need support and healing. The gate is watched over by the falling fire chaplain. As the gate is entirely collapsed from the meteor itself, it's difficult terrain, as the area of the gatehouse is heavily contaminated and covered by the deep haze. As you can tell, they are going through the deep haze unharmed. It's up to you, Thor, if you want to go into that haze. As they don't stop, they keep moving forward.
I guess everybody's coming this way, so.
Well, they don't know about your other team, so it's an
Well,
exposed
I think that they'll be
gate.
just fine. Yeah.
Well, they won't be fine. They'll be exposed.
No, but for all I.
For you, you're fine. Yeah,
mission,
you just have to go through
yeah,
the contaminated gate.
Our mission was to follow these guys, so I'm going to assume that our mission's still a go, because I haven't. Do you guys do kind of any symbolizing that I shouldn't do it, or do we agree on?
You'll have to roll a perception check to see if you can see it with disadvantage, because now you're currently in the haze. Does anybody give him like some kind of code or some kind of gang sign with an 11 perception check? Does anybody try?
I mean, I think like I had when we first had them go in the group, right? That I was like going to be following from the shadows.
Well, everybody's kind of.
I think wasn't it just Thor that was
Yeah, it was just me.
The rest of kind of
so you look behind, you don't see anybody, Thor, as you realize.
Yeah, I keep going.
As the rest of the crew, you stop and kind of huddle behind a wall, or maybe some of you guys are split off. Up to you as you see fit. But you realize they're heading to the haze. They're heading deep into the purple haze. You can see there's a chaplain on top of the tower that's broken. There's the chaplain himself. It's by himself. You can see there are many people inside, a few dozen people that are with, obviously, the falling fire. But you can't really tell. Like, you can only see silhouettes and stuff. And a lot of them are, like, in full cover because of the haze plus the destroyed structure of the gate. It's up to you as you see fit, as you guys never introduced yourself to go into it, but you could plead that you need passageway, or you could potentially rejoice in the falling fire and, like, obviously lie, or blatantly not lie. As you can see Thor disappear into the haze. As Thor, roll me a con save for contamination. You succeed, as you don't gain you don't take any damage, and you don't gain a level of contamination.
Ooh, nice natural 20 roll.
But you can tell by looking at the rest of them, Thor, you can roll a medicine check on the rest of the falling fire. You have no idea. You're kind of curious how they're not inflicted by any of this stuff. It's a mystery. As they just walk through like they're accepted. As you enter in, I want to go based off of the characters, the people who are waiting outside, before we get to introductions with you, Thor, on what's inside and what you can find and information you can obtain. Alright, so Haragon, Warren, Arthur, and Valen, what do you guys wish to do?
I would probably still be trying to like sneak along, following at like a safe.
You guys are as close as possible. You're about 100 feet away from the gatehouse. Problem is now you'll be exposed if you leave. There's no walls to help you anymore. It's exposed now.
Like, so we still just have to put ourselves on the open before going through.
Ideally, it just depends on how you want to perceive it. So, you can't just sneak your way into the gatehouse, sadly. As you see, obviously, this individual guarding the area. I'll put it in Discord. He's a chaplain. Chaplain. He looks like a Star Wars character.
You're my only hope, Arthur.
Valen's just following Arthur. That's all I'm saying. I'll just.
You like bump into him every time he stops. It's like, ugh, stop,
She
fucking stopping like that.
she's been in a trance and she's only just coming back out of it.
As
Arthur would probably,
wherein
like,
you
turn
do,
around and do that.
we forfeited you getting the item because you can't actually utilize it. So we made Haragon do the rest of the recital of getting the weapon.
Oh yeah, I figured when it was a scepter, I was like, I feel like Aragon should be praying and I should
You
be
could-
fighting, but then he did
You could
metal, and
grab
I was
it,
like, oh,
but
fuck
you were
that.
never able to utilize it properly.
Yeah, Red said that if you touched it, you probably died.
Well, if you
Yeah.
weren't
busy.
you would
One
have
of
to
those
have
classes.
No, you wouldn't die from the classes. He just wouldn't be able to utilize it. It was more correlated to like the lore of it. If you were like an evil intent individual, or if you're not really you can't just give it to. We stated that last time. You can't just give it to somebody and they get set on fire. If someone else grabs it, it'll be like Thor's hammer. Like realistically, it's just heavy as shit. It's 750 pounds. But when you're attuned to it, it weighs like nothing. I don't think
Okay.
anybody in the party can
Yeah.
hold 750 pounds normally and naturally.
What's
To
the?
be honest, I didn't really plan on getting the weapon anyway because I already had one.
Yeah,
and
but you were
thought it-
in the state of praying, so we just swapped you up for Haragon.
Oh, word. Okay.
Because he was the only person that made sense. Arthur would never do it, and
Right.
Thor was not there at the time, and I'm pretty sure a rogue could care less. They wanted survival out of this place.
I mean, Mariah was down and out for most of that, so.
Yeah,
She
she
didn't really
was
get to
the
say.
fucking meat shield. She had no choice.
I think then at this point, though, if we're here and we're still deciding what to do, Arthur would look at Valen behind him, and he would be like, well, it looks like there's gonna have to be some way to expose ourselves going through. I did have this, and I think my idea is I have a disguise kit, and since we've seen plenty of them, could Arthur use it to look like one of the cultists?
You could, but you wouldn't have shards in your chest.
That's okay. I'm trying to think if maybe I could kind of be a little more like covered, or if just to like see if I can sneak through,
You could try, but
or I can lie. Yeah.
You can either do it. You can try to sneak through. Like, there are still people that have not been touched by the fates of the haze yet. So there are people without the shards in their chest. It just comes down to will they notice or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would relay that to like Valen. I don't know if like we're all split up or like sneaking in one group.
I don't know. That's up to you guys.
But-
Alan
where
would be
in
with
Aragon?
Arthur just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I would probably be sticking with Arthur a little. Harengon's
Okay.
kind of like, do you really think this is the best move?
Well, I think if we were to expose ourselves currently, it might not be the best idea, and I think the longer we wait too, the deeper Thor's gonna get, and I'm not sure how well we could follow through the haze. But
Right.
if anyone else has a better idea, and I think you'd actually see Arthur is genuinely asking, like, if it's not like rhetorical, he's not just being an ass.
Not really think of anything better. So, guess he goes nothing.
Right.
So, question, Red, would my disguise kit just work for me, or could I like use it to try
could
and
only use it
cover
on
us more?
yourself. You would run out of props on that thing.
Yeah, fair. I've never used one. I wasn't sure.
It's usually designed for one person.
Okay.
Because it's a kit. It's a kit for you, right? It's like when you go to the store, it's a kit. You You might have a little bit extra makeup, but it's not enough to give a full disguise.
Yeah. That's my clown costume attire.
Yeah, we did that for a person in my out of the abyss. No, in my Thursday's game. They're in the abyss, and we had to make a drow look like a white elf, and it was like the worst degrading thing ever. To make a drow look like an elf, we had to put pale skin on color, and they were so pissed, but they had no choice because the drow were being beheaded and killed in that campaign because they're fucking evil, right? But yeah, it was kind of degrading. It's like, and it was like kind of like you put makeup on someone's face to make them look like a different color. It looks bad. It's like, what's wrong with them? Why are they so pasty white? But anyways, so you disguise yourself, Arthur. What do you do with the rest of the crew? Haragon, don't forget, you do have the scepter. You could blatantly go out and showboat your staff. Or you could hide and conceal it. But it depends on how they approach you. They could see you as the Asaya, basically. But you could also be the wrong Asaya, and they may have different views on you.
Yeah,
it's like Dune. You're not like, you're not chosen. You must die.
Hangon's gonna kind of weigh his options, and he'll lean over to Arthur. Do we think we could use the staff as an inn? I mean, I'm sure these people, they might respect it, right? Or would that put a bigger target on us?
Well, seeing as how the last group of people wanted to murder us for it, there could be a good chance others would, but also it could be fear that keeps them at bay. So I suppose there are two options. The way I see it, it could be use the staff that you have now and force our way through, and then possibly have a bigger problem later, or it's spread throughout the land that have this.
Yeah.
Or two, if I did disguise myself, my other idea was I did have a bit of rope. These are fanatics. I could pose as one of the fanatics and bind your hands together and pull you along and consider you new recruits to see if maybe that would fool the rest of them. Besides that, I personally don't have any other ideas or workarounds myself. And you just see Arthur's like seriously trying to contemplate this.
Okay. Let's think. We could... I mean, the first option could work. I'm just worried that they're gonna respond poorly to the staff.
Yes, and an outsider having their holy relic might seem a bit upsetting.
Mind you, when I interacted with the followers of the Falling Fire before, they seemed to at least seem somewhat welcoming. I don't know though. The issue is some of them are completely crazy, and then some of them are just aloof.
Yes, I do recall the old group. The ones barefoot, right? Yes, they were quite manic.
But these ones, they seem to have their wits about them.
Well, I guess it's truly a gamble. I guess the other question is as well, should we use it here at the front gate where more eyes are prying, or attempt to sneak through, catch the group, and then show them said scepter and maybe have them take us along as well?
Might be better. Right. Well, let's do that then.
Arthur will look at Warren and Valen. And seeing that Valen is transformed into a flesh golem.
She's just got bones and stuff juttering out of her, so she kind of looks like a flesh golem, even though she's technically not.
Arthur would kind of look at it and be like, he would turn away and whisper under his breath, "So cute," and then like turn back. Well then there's that. Warren, how do you feel of this plan? You've been awfully quiet.
I will say out
Where
of
it's probably like,
context. Oh, sorry to cut you off. I will say out of context. If you do do what you see fit, there's a good chance that they may actually want you to join the Falling Fire by force.
Beautiful. But what if we're willing?
You can. Are you willing to put a crystal in your chest?
Probably.
You'll have to go
I've
through.
done less for more.
You'll have to go through the
Right.
testaments of the Falling Fire
And
to
more
see
for that.
if you can be accepted or not. If you can't be accepted, you die
Okay. Yeah.
by the crystal. It kills you.
oh shit.
I'm willing to take that risk.
But there are boons to
Metal.
being accepted. As you can see, they can just walk through the haze like it doesn't even phase them.
Mhm. Yeah, so
Yeah,
Arthur would pose that question to Warren.
Yeah, I think in the middle of it, Warren was like cutting his hair. Well, not cutting his hair, but he was like fixing it. He was like, oh, fuck. Man.
I need to shave.
This man focusing on his looks in a time of
He's like,
importance.
huh?
Typical Warren.
What'd you say? Oh, he's gonna be like, I'll just say I'm Haragon's protector, bodyguard, if you will.
Right.
Okay, I think you were a little busy cutting your hair. Temporarily, I think the game plan, Warren, is I'm gonna be a cult man. You're gonna be my prisoner. And you'll see Arthur smirk like a little bit at the saying that. And then as we make our way
Warren
through,
just is like, huh? What'd you say?
yes, I'm gonna tie your hands up. We're gonna walk through.
Oh,
Pretend like you
no.
don't want me to do this and resist. And then once we seem safe,
Hello?
we'll meet up with the other group. Was I muted?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he just DC'd
I
for a
think it's-
sec.
Mhm.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
We can hear you now.
Yeah,
Can
but
you hear
you
us?
might not hear us.
Oh, I think my my phone was messing up. Sorry.
Choke it across the room.
Real shit. Real shit. No. Fixed it.
Like the
Wonderful.
the-
So
the
Arthur
me-
will start tying.
What do you mean, the metal
Weird
rock?
dance.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Were you taking it with, or did you leave it behind?
Yeah, on recap, I was talking to Silver.
Oh, you took it with you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it has to roll con save. Yeah, it's an animal.
So, you're gonna roll it for me?
We have
or
that
what?
horse.
Yeah, I didn't know he took the horse with him. Okay.
Yeah, I took the horse.
Yeah, but I didn't know he took it with you into the gate. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. You have to use another fireball, Haragon.
All right, let me stretch here
Twist
before
my
I
arm.
roast him. Yeah.
It gets contaminated. It gets a level of contamination.
Okay.
Not the
Horses
Mutating or no?
What?
Does it mutate or no?
Oh, that'd be sick. A mutated horse.
Yeah, I know.
Mutated horse.
That's trying to see.
It craves
He gets freaking hedgehog
It must
quills.
feast on flesh.
It has like 3 heads and shit. It's like it has like dragon
Carnivorous
teeth.
horse.
Oh fuck yeah, that'd be cool.
Cerber horse.
Kind
Has
of horse.
multiple personalities. One's nice, one's chaotic evil.
It's like the Cerberus of horses.
Yep.
Yeah, Cerber horse. I owe
So-
Silver.
That's
Oh.
crazy.
So I've been doing the contaminations wrong. So no, it does not get a contamination. So how contamination works? First level, you get no symptoms. The second level, your hit point regain by expended by hit dice is halved. You get like a lot of debuffs first, and then once you hit 6, then you transform.
Okay, so
So
that
things
means
will
crits
happen
should
to you
stick
no matter
around
what.
then?
So you will get something. So the first level exhaustion, you don't get any symptoms. The second one, then I'll roll. So ideally it'll roll a table no matter what. But
Okay.
it says right now, when you take a long rest, if you have one or more contaminant levels, you roll a d20, and if it gets a 1, you get a contamination. So you constantly get contamination every day because it can spread across your body. Mutations happen when you obviously. Sorry, give me a second.
But yeah, we'll go with that plan.
I will
Arthur.
say that it won't get one off the first level anymore because it's kind of annoying to get something fucked up already off the get-go. I'd say if you get a second level one, then I'm going to start rolling the table. Because
Fair.
there are
Sounds good.
debuffs that
That makes
happen
sense.
to you that suck. Like, it's terrible. Hit point regains halved. No hit point regain at the end of a long rest. Damaged weapon dealt and spells are halved. Character incapacitated, and then you transform. Once you transform at level 6, your character's gone. You're a monster.
Right. You become a chicken.
You become So I won't do contaminations until you're like 2 or higher. I'll do random. I'll do the macro. What happens to you, right? For the extra contaminations, but I don't think like a first level should do anything. It just should. I would say it would only do something if you were pretty contaminated. If you got cleanse and cure from it, and you got it again, chances are it could mutate your body again. But if you're a horse first timer, I've never been here, I'm okay. You can tell that you can't see anything wrong with the horse, but it does have an exhaustion. It just feels tired all of a sudden. Right.
Damn, that would have been a good sound bite.
Oh, they would have shot that thing in the face. Oh, demon!
No,
There's
you're
tentacles everywhere.
weeding.
All right. What do you, the rest of you four, want to do, Arthur? Shenanigan crew.
I think we're gonna go with that plan. Arthur's gonna use disguise kit,
All right.
and then try and lead them through.
All right.
I'm gonna pretend to be a flesh golem pet.
a pet.
Yeah.
You
I'm
just walk by
Arthur's
my
flesh
side.
golem.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys walk to it as Haragon. I'm assuming you're just like a slave, or are you like just walking beside?
Yeah, Harangon's playing into it. He's pretending to be chained up.
With some fake chains, some plastic Fisher Price locks.
Yeah.
As you guys do manage to finagle your way up, you can see the chaplain guarding around here as he goes by the name of Bremen Weber. As he looks towards you, "Out there! Who are you? Brother, who are these individuals? I don't recognize them. Are they friend or foe?"
Arthur will look at him. He'll kind of like have one eye like a little twitchy, and you'll see him just smirk and attempt to put on the performance. He'll look like kind of crazy and manic. "Oh, hello, friend. I'm just one of the new followers here, and I was tasked before becoming a true member to see if I could find any more to see the falling fire, and I stumbled upon these ones, and I thought they would just make wonderful recruits. They offered, instead of their lives, to pledge their allegiance. Isn't that wonderful?"
Do you know the oath to receipt forth of the coming of the falling star? Speak it true, and show no mercy. As he wants you to recite their code. So you can roleplay this out as you see fit, and go with it. As he wants to know if you're a true believer. So what kind of religious kind of poetry you can offer them or whatever.
Question. Would I know anything in general for being a bard, walking it through all these times, the time that we encountered them before, picking up anything about it?
You can just wing it, bro. You're a bard. You should be good at this.
Okay, I was just curious if by chance I
am not gonna risk giving you guidance because I don't want them to think I'm muddling with it. Nothing personal.
Okay. Oh no, you're totally fine. Sorry, I'm grabbing my note really quick. I wanted to remember because I know we had heard it.
You can put in ChatGPT if you really wanted to. If you really can't come up with something. It's just more of because they're very religious, but the religious.
Krisha, that's it.
They're very religious in their own faith.
Okay, so Arthur would look at him. Well, I can't say I recall any specific oath. I was just told to always pledge my allegiance to Lucretia Matthias. You know, the first, the one that was able to survive the haze. Doesn't everyone look up to her? Doesn't everyone want to be a part of her group? Wouldn't it just be wonderful to see us take over this world, to see the falling fire emerge with its light?
Alright. Roll me
Because
persuasion
Arthur's
check.
just kind of being crazy.
That is so lit, man.
Could I do performance by chance?
Since
I'm a bard?
I will allow it, but it's not advantage, it's regular.
Perfect, thank you.
You have seen the light, but you have not passed it yet. Rather, you do not collect her jewels across your chest, but you will one day feel the rejoice of Mathis, and you shall see forth upon the future they have carved for us. Your brethrens behind you are not safe. They may come in, but they may not rejoice in our splendor.
Oh, thank you, brother. Yes, maybe one day they could be fortunate to see the beautiful splendor.
As you guys get dragged in, as you do get dragged in, they look upon your weaponry of choice. Do you have anything exposed wearing Valen or Haragon?
Shit, he's got that glowing sword.
I think Valen's still a golem.
Harangon would have everything kind of concealed in his cloak, including he's kind of trying to avoid making eye contact with his one eye, if he can help it.
Valen just has a staff on her back, but outside of that, she is basically...
It's a walking staff. They look at it as a wooden stick.
Yeah.
As, they look mostly at the wearing armored man.
So I'm wearing the shield and the sword, kind of like Link from Legend of Zelda, and that's all I have. But the sword is glowing, so I don't know if that's a problem.
They look at it for a second. Don't mind if we take this for safekeeping. It will be returned to you once you leave.
Of course.
Alright, they detach your sword and shield. Putting it in kind of a... They're not trying to do any damage to it. They put it in a blanket and seal it as he kind of hoists it across his back and heads in. As Thor, you arrive first before anybody else. You can see inside the Champion's Gate. Obviously, you can see many pilgrims and many people here residing here, as there's dozens of people kind of waiting until the next pilgrimage will happen soon, further into Drakkenheim, and what dangers may lie ahead. The rest of you will have to roll a con save for contamination. If you have been touched by contamination before, there is a high chance of you mutating again. Good God, you guys suck.
Real shit, real
We need
shit.
a paladin in our group. We need a saving throw.
Oh
God damn.
no.
Wait, I want to make sure I don't have any like.
Valid is the only one saved. Alright, Haragon, you were contaminated. I'm gonna roll on this thing. You gotta level up 1 exhaustion. You do get a contamination. Let's see what happens if you do get a mutation or not. Let's see.
That scared you.
Oh god, good luck.
Oh, wait, actually, that's huge. I can grapple him as a bear and then just...
Right?
Hell yeah.
As your body starts to grow
Although,
spikes.
what the fuck?
Oh, you got
If
the
someone
badass
touches you with a
frickin-
cure wounds, you stab them. Have fun.
Sweet.
I need to go to my inventory now.
So remember, if you grab him, stab him, touch him, you will get stabbed with his poiky needles. Poikies. What about...
Oh, that's an action. Oh, at the start
Wherein?
of your turn.
Yep.
Have you ever been mutated yet?
I have been mutated, yeah.
You
But
have?
I got
that's
cured.
Alright, we'll roll on your table.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is for people who have been. If you have never been mutated, you don't actually get the table. Yeah, oh god, you gotta redo that. You gotta
I got it
my-
again. Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah, this is the same thing. So I'm having like,
Well,
I have residual hair loss.
Again. You're like,
I got
"Man,
cured.
I got cured. I just got cured.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's bound to
Meant to
happen.
be.
The genetics are happening.
That's why I was worried about my hair earlier on, Arthur. I was like, oh wait, something's happening to my hair again.
Here. And the
Right,
last
you were cutting it, it
person-
just falls out.
Arthur, you've never been contaminated, have you?
No.
Okay, so this is your first exhaustion. So you all get a level exhaustion. And yeah, Arthur, you just feel really tired. That's all you get. Warren and Haragon, they do notice they get something. They realize their like genetics are changing again.
Arthur's just chalking it up to having to pretend to be
Val's
crazy.
enjoying and inhaling the purple.
She's just standing there like,
Frick, a
Yep.
barbarian with the spike growths, that'd be awesome. Because then I could spike growth and deal 2 attacks.
I mean, in the long run, things could have been much worse.
Yep.
Oh, there's like
This
horrible
seemed
ones.
to turn out
Like,
nice.
there's like,
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
something
the
making
one.
blind.
like, even with this, I want to say, guys, our luck is turning around. This is like a small sliver of hope.
Yeah, but the downfall is when they're contaminated. If they don't get cured of contamination, they do have to make the save again at the end of their.
We need to find holy
day.
water.
So you guys enter in. Thor, you begin to not see your friends for the time being, but as you enter in here, you realize a lot of the falling fire here have kind of been taken and blessed by the kind of sacrilegious views they have path, as many are imbued with the shards of her, as they believe, but it's obviously those fragments, pieces, but like whole crystals that are jagged into their chest. As you can see, they don't seem to be afflicted by the haze of some sort, as you have no idea why, since the mess check-in failed. But as you begin to see, you see a lot are offering quick support and healing their way to anybody who sees fit. As Thor, if you're hurt or anything like that, you can always ask it. As if even if you're not a member, they're willing to help if need be. But not with major things. As you can see, as you pass through, you could roll a perception check. This is more correlated to somebody you might be intrigued to talk to. 23, you do see her and her justice thriving here, as for many people who don't remember the character, she resides here actually. She is the Messiah. Mathis is
Oh,
here.
she's actually here?
Mhm.
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
As you see, willow wizened woman with piercing eyes, pursed lips. Her eye. She's in her early 90s, keeping her gray and black collared bun beneath a linen shawl. She wears a simple gray robes, clutching a leather-bound tome. Glowing golden crystal dangles from her silver chain round her necklace. Her garb lightly concealed of delirium shards embedded into her heart. As you see next towards her, another familiar face. If you remember, Nathan Flint is there as well.
Yeah,
The
he was the
farmer
one
guy?
that we met at the.
The farm?
No, was he the one that we met over in the
Correct.
chapel?
No, the farm. He's the one who gave the quest.
Oh, yeah, the farm.
Oh, farm.
Yeah. The one
Okay,
that
so
asked
I wouldn't know
Tarragon to
any of
find the
those
rod.
guys then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can-
Is that guy that we met at the chapel here?
You can roll me investigation.
You mean the one that helped us? Yeah, that's true. Dang, we know a lot of people.
15. You look around. You do see him as he is in the same conjointment of them all, as they're kind of in a meeting talking, as they look like they're higher ranker members of the Falling Fire. They are on their knees listening to her and her view of what to do next, as they are they believe in her path. As she is just, she is right.
Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tell the guys, okay, guys, I gotta go now. Thanks for bringing me here, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kind of lean up against a tree, waiting for the ceremony to end.
No tree here. Everything's destroyed.
Then the building.
Yeah, sure.
And some ruins. Yeah, I'll lean up against some ruins then, and wait for the thing to end, and then I'm gonna see if I can.
It doesn't end for a while. They are kind of like in prayer right at the moment.
Okay.
Well, a lot of
I
people
wait
are
for the rest of
preparing
the group.
for the next pilgrimage.
Hello.
I'm here.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, red cut off there, so that's what I was wondering.
I was saying they're waiting for the next pilgrimage. The next pilgrimage. You hear me now or no? Hello?
Red.
Hello?
Oh, he might maybe his internet cut out.
Hello? Hello? Okay, that's better. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yay, we won.
we
Red
can
guy.
hear
We
you.
win.
No, they're just waiting for the next pilgrimage, in a sense, sorry.
Okay, yeah. So then I'll wait for the rest of the group to show up, and kind of listen in on the prayer that they're doing. In the meantime, and then when it's done, I'd like to approach the guy that we met in the chapel.
Yeah, so currently her goal out of context, and this is if you really want to join the Falling Fire, you may be potentially be one of her disciples. To get a disciple of her herself, as she's no long she's gonna die eventually. Her life force is dwindling at 90. Surprisingly, she's still alive. But she's looking for a true disciple. Someone who can take her mantle up and lead the Falling Fire. But that's like that's a job that
Let's
somebody
go.
that's a job for somebody
Let's
who's
go.
actually a true believer. It's like not something that most people would take with an easy hand. Alright. As you guys enter in, as they see the rest of you, as they kind of look towards you, as Arthur, you're kind of seen as somebody who has potential of growing here. They look at Valen, kind of confused what it is, not ask any questions, as they look at Warren and Haragon as outsiders. Are they joining the cause, brother? as one says to you.
Oh. Yes, actually. One of them told me they have some interesting news to procure. So I think it would be quite wise to bring us in and even maybe having Matthias hear this news.
Will they do the sacraments of the falling fire?
Absolutely. As Arthur just smiles, like, very wickedly. Kind of crazy.
It's funny because Sacraments of the Falling Fire is a spell. I just found out right now. It's a 9th level spell.
Oh,
You have to survive it
Hmm.
to become. A
Yeah,
path.
we'll definitely try.
Blech.
And like, you can start with this one and pull up Wherein.
No, you have to earn your wrath and path first before.
Mhm.
You can't just like willy-nilly take it and be like, I'm ready. I don't know what the hell we're doing though. But if you do get sanctified by the falling fire, you get some boons, which are really cool. I'm not going to spoil them, but you get some really fucking amazing boons. They're permanent to your character.
Aragon, let's go.
Alright.
Let's go.
As they let you kind of disperse and move around, obviously, the location of this place, as they don't really see fit. You can obviously talk and venture, but if you want to talk to, obviously, their leader and head honcho, you have to go through Nathan Flynn before then. So Nathan Flynn is the closest person towards her, as he is a chaplain, as he's completed, obviously, the sacrament of the violent fire, as he's the closest connected individual of this pilgrimage.
Would we by chance notice Thor about in
You do
the
see
vicinity?
Thor
Since
there,
it's
as you can see him leaning, as he's looking directly in eye line with what's going on. As you guys can move your eye line towards it without even a perception check, you realize you see Nathan Flynn. For those that have seen him, if you have never seen his character back at the market, then you probably don't know idea who he is. As you see a person with an older individual, as you're trying to correlate on who they're talking to, as you realize, is that her? And that's all that kind of comes question. Because they believed of her as, well, as you remember, Nathan had mentioned she's some kind of celestial or something beyond this world, right? But to you, she looks human, just really old.
Right, I recall he like talked about she never aged and stuff. Arthur, I guess, would look back at Wherein and Valen like being next to me and Harangon and spotting like Thor. I'd assume we'd probably be walking towards him, but he would look at Harangon and whisper under his breath, "So, do you see the one that assigned you the task? Are they around?"
I do. He's just, and Harangon will sort of like realize, I don't know if in front of this many people is, well, I suppose better late than never, right? Now than never. Harangon will sort of approach what's his name again?
Daniel.
Yeah. He'll approach him. I believe we've met once before on the farm.
So he turns his head in prayer. He looks at you, confused for a moment, then realizing, I thought you had ventured far and wide beyond beliefs. Have you completed the path of her?
I have, and he will produce the scepter.
As his eyes are astonished, as you can see, even her, Lucaria Matthias, she kind of drops to her knees. He is the chosen one. He has brought that what has been lost for centuries beyond. All hail the Messiah. All hail as they all begin to kneel down to you in prayer.
Arthur would follow suit.
I just remain leaning up against the
Baron
reeds.
would also follow suit.
All hail.
Aragon will sort of be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get up. Please get up."
Arthur
Alan
is
just
just smirking.
dumb. I play dumb. I am flesh golem.
Head empty, only
As
flesh.
Yeah.
He kind of looks towards you, looking up. How did you procure this? I thought it was long lost in the ancient ruins. Many have tried, but no had proclaimed this item. It is real. It is not what we thought it was. As you can see the old lady smile towards you. I knew it was real. I knew it could coexist. And now I have brought it willingly as a gift to us. He is truly a chosen one of the falling fire. He must take the sanctified by the falling fire test to truly become one of our brethren. What say you, Brother Matthias? Brother, as they talk to all the brethren, as they all agree upon your quest to be sanctified.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
To Harengon.
But that's up to you if you want to take it. It's a scary test.
What exactly does this entail?
To be sanctified by the falling fire, one has to go through trial. Matthias and Garnetius of the Saint shall see fit to conjure their spells towards you. This is a participation of the Sanctum of Fire. If you can survive the outcome of it, you will become a brethren forever with us. A holy ceremony between our religion. You have done a great task, and no one had questioned your agreement. We had thought potentially it was lost forever, and you would find yourself upon the shadows. It is a trial by error. If you fail this trial, you will not be chosen. You will not be the Messiah that we see fit. You'll be lost to the depths and the hollows. But if you succeed this trial, you will become our greatest asset and our true believer upon our path. So basically, out of context, if you die from this trial, you are not truly who you are. If you succeed, you are the Messiah that they had seen fit to take the mantle and to take the lead. When she dies, you will take lead of it. That item you have, it guarantees you to become the next mantle of the falling fire. But only after she dies and passes. Only after she teaches her ways. Only after you truly believe in the faith. This is like completely character changing. It's not something you can just like go back on. You'll have a whole faction that resides on your teachings and your truths. You basically are a pope. But if you die, you lose your character.
Oh, good lord.
And this quest is only available once you do the sacraments of the falling fire. You yourself can actually learn the spell to give it to others, but it's something that is not tested among anybody, and it's not like your teammates can help you or nothing. It's you versus it.
Paragon, Paragon, Paragon.
I don't think
While Harrigan
it's- you
debates
might-
that,
you might
Arthur
have to
would
think
tug
about
your
it.
coat. Yeah, Arthur would tug his coat and be like, seriously, I'll follow whatever choice you make.
Warren's gonna put his hand on Harrigan's shoulder and say, "This is
But if you lose
The
your
time.
faith, so there is a downfall. If the character loses his fate, who violates or loses their fate by the falling fire, they lose the protection of the Sanctify spell and the benefits and traits above it. Instead, your body is directly exposed to Delirium, and your chest immediately gains 1 level exhaustion or contamination level. Until the fragment is removed, you're attuned to your sins, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 3d6 and gain a level exhaustion, delirium contamination each time you take a long rest until you die. So if you break your faith
Jesus.
with them, you die.
Oh. Oh.
Depending if you can
That's
remove
lovely.
the crystal safely across your chest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of fair for a cult.
Yeah.
Right.
Typical terms and conditions.
Yeah, you can think about it. You don't have to like right away get off the get-go. Like you may not even want to take it. Maybe you want to give them as a gift
Fight
and
immediately.
gain an ally out of it. You can do that as well, or you can forfeit being the Messiah and just give them the item and have them as an ally, and say I'm not ideally ready for this task. Like I have yet to learn your path, your ways. I still want to learn, but I obviously am not ready for that path. And you can do that for sure. But that may see fit that your morale might lower yourself. They may not trust you as like a messiah, but they may trust you as a friend.
Yeah.
Because then Mathis would
Paragon
take
will
the
fit,
mantle
yeah.
until she believes that there's somebody else worthy enough to take it.
Yeah. I think Harangon is gonna sort of go, I think I would need time to think about this. At least just a little. If
So
that's
they're kind of
okay.
taken back for a second, but then you can see Mathis. I understand it is a lot to ask for one to become the next mantle. I've been doing this for a long time. I hope you take heed upon this, and I hope you accept the gift that was given. You were brought towards the Hendrix farm for a reason. You were brought here for a purpose and a greater good. As he looks at you, my child, I shall relinquish you with this gift. As her hand moves towards your forehead. As she begins, you can see the purple shard in her chest begins to siphon all the contaminants that was given to you. All of it. And she has a higher power of them all. As she can siphon all the contaminants out of you. But by doing this,
shit.
it makes her age significantly. As she gets sicker and sicker, but she removes, your eyes return back to normal.
Oh my god, and my spikies disappear too.
But you can
Holy
see
fuck.
she begins to cough blood. I have saved the Messiah. The Messiah is with me. Now go. Rest. As you can see, one of the other, you can see Nathan Flint kind of holding her. She will rest with ease. It takes a life for a life. She is our mantle. And I hope you take upon her path. In a sense, basically, you'd be her. You would age and age and age and age and age. Almost like in a way that it's like that movie with, I forgot his name, but he would take people's sickness away and then you die eventually at the end of the sort of movie.
Oh, yeah.
I heard the One Piece.
Yeah,
what's
it's
his
the same
name,
kind of concept. Eventually, you live a long life, but every time you take, there's downfalls.
Wow.
Harangon will sort of like walk back to the group. I think she just cured all of my contamination. And you'll notice that he now has his 2 eyes again, and the spikes that he had only had for a while have kind of disappeared.
Arthur would definitely be surprised because, like, he knows he could fix a little, but nowhere near to that degree.
I don't know. What do you guys think about all of this? You can see Harengon's like very, almost like confused and sort of dazed.
Do you think this might unveil who you really are?
I mean, I don't think I even know who I really am. But maybe that's why.
Hmm.
Maybe the reason I catch glimpses of other lives before Drakkenheim. Maybe it's all pointing back to this.
Yes. And if I were to be blunt from my perspective, I would say, why not? You did show me of your puzzle box that you have that you're still trying to uncover, as well as you did mention those flashes from when you interacted with this group before. Maybe it's some form of destiny pulling you this way. Maybe it was truly meant for you to find that rod down there.
Yeah, maybe.
Whatever you
I don't know.
decide, I stand with you.
Yes, you know my opinion on this as well, as Arthur smirks. Then Arthur would look back. Well, how tall is Flesh Golem, Valen?
I-
Are you tiny? Are you,
let me.
like,
I wrote it down. Let me just check because. She is 5'2".
okay, so slightly down.
Yeah.
Arthur would look back at Flesh Golem, Valen, and Thor to see like what their opinions may be.
Valen just shrugs. She's happy for whatever.
Well, it doesn't seem like anyone truly objects then, Erica.
Congrats.
How do you feel, though?
If I'm being entirely honest, I don't think I ever really thought much of doing anything with my life aside from trying to figure this part out. And I think for maybe the first time ever, I'm realizing that I do have something to lose, if that makes sense. I always just assumed that because I didn't remember anybody and I didn't really know anybody, that it was sort of inconsequential what bridges I burned or what people I left behind should I fail in some horribly tragic way. But for the first time, I find myself actually worried about leaving things behind.
Well, I think that's also a fair emotion to be feeling with all of this. You have ventured with quite a few of us for a while, and I think it's natural to build some form of relations through that, subconsciously or consciously. But just know it seems like you do have the majority of us behind your back in any sense.
Well, Harangon will sort of stand up and walk away from the party. If this doesn't end well, please don't blame the group for it, I guess. They seem like not terrible people, though a little crazed. If this ends poorly, please don't have it be a reflection on them.
So what's your choice?
I can't help but feel like every moment of my life has culminated to here, and either I'm meant to do this and succeed, or I'm meant to do this and fail so that they can find the true next successor. But either way, I feel like for the first time, I can sort of sense a purpose, and it's greater than me. And he'll sort of start to walk back towards Lucretia and Nathan.
I'm going to give you or kind of hand you my hammer, like a little hammer, and I say, "This is my good luck charm. Use this and hope for the best." As you leave, just kind of, yeah, your choice if you want to take it or not.
Thank you. Harangon will take it.
Good luck.
I believe in you, Aragon. As he starts to close his eyes and pray.
Yeah, would we be able to like follow with Harangon up to there, or is it just like completely solo?
For what? To talk to Mathis?
Yeah, while he's
They
going
they
up, I
won't
think, to
accept
tell him.
you for right now. Right now, they are kind of waiting for what Haragon has to say.
Question then, if like when Harangon tells it
But
to
you
them, are they
can
going
go
to start
to
this like thing
Bremen
immediately?
Weber. He may give you something.
Okay, I think yeah. While Harangon goes that way, Arthur
Because you're
would
not
find that
you're not you're joining the path, but you're not faithful enough for them to even acknowledge you as.
Yeah,
You have
I
to
just
earn
wanted to
yourself.
see if Harangon might start the trial right away, because I was going to give him
There's a
bardic.
couple things he has to do before even he does it.
Okay, cool, totally fine. So we got time.
Yeah,
Just
you
wanted
have,
to make
you
sure
have a
he
lot
was
of time for sure. He's not gonna just do it because he just found the item.
right.
They're gonna give him another mission guaranteed.
Yeah, I think Arthur would
Done.
go meet that guy then while Harangon does that.
Yeah,
I'll be in the
Harangon would sort
background.
of approach up to the crew from like the falling fire. I've decided I'm ready to see if I am in fact the one worthy of your title. And he'll just sort of like bow his head
And
gently.
she chuckles a little bit. Well, you will be eventually. You have one piece of the holy relic, but much is be needed for our kin to thrive. Not just merely a holy item. We require the rest of it. As you hear that, you're like, what, the rest of it?
I'm sorry. There's more.
Of course. There's much more to be had. Our people have not been able to rejoice in finding said relics and ancient pieces from a forgotten land before Drakkenheim. I lived it. I felt the heat of the meteorite crashing upon us, and I had survived it to tell the tale to many that follow it. We are even now trying to gain allies. We are trying to potentially see fit to find lost ones. We are trying to convey the dwarfs from mining the Delirium from the Scar and drive them out. We are trying to even potentially see fit to protect our pilgrimage and heading towards our fateful path. As our path does not end here, our pilgrimage will end upon the crater itself. Soon enough, we shall rejoice with our mission at hand. But we also need allies along our ranks. We wish for those who wish to join our covenant to convince the Hooded Lanterns to convert to our cause. It is a great task to ask, and many will not take heed upon it. But we see fit. We have many tasks at hand. We ask upon you another favor. If you are truly the Messiah, you would take it with great heed.
Yeah, I can do that.
There are 2 missions at hand to complete our goal, for you to become the true Messiah of our order. The Saint of Virtua Cathedral. Do you know of it?
I believe I've heard tale of it, yes.
There is something deep within that place. We require it to be destroyed. They call it the Lord of Feast. It must be retaked from the cathedral. Afterwards, helping us conceal it and concentrate this brazier for the falling fire, as retrieving Igantius, the sword of the burning truth. I'll give you that.
And, Harangon, don't remember, cough cough. Some friends that helped you along the way. Don't forget to name drop.
The Lord of Feast is a creature that resides there. It must be killed. It must be destroyed. It must be retaken. For us to take St. Virtue's Cathedral for our base of operations. Our home for all of us. If you can manage to get yourself there, there is another item, a sacred relic that must be achieved as well. This is a great ask and task, but if you can bring all 3 holy weapons to us, we are the true claimers of Drakkenheim. The true Messiah that will bring a new life, a new chapter to the next land. The Shield of the Sacred Flame, or rather an expedition to the Castle of Draken, is needed to recover the fabled shield of Saint Virtue. With those 3 holy relics upon our ranks, no one will ever stop us. No one will ever dare to even attempt us. We are trying to right now make alliances with other factions, but if you can somehow drive the dwarves out, or somehow allow the Hooded Lantern to join our side and reside in our faith, it would help much easier to venture forward in Drakkenheim and take more heed and chances. We have many enemies out there. Many. Especially the Alchemist Academy. As we wish to drive the faithless out from Drakkenheim forever. I know this is asking quite a lot for an individual soul provider. But if you do this for us, you shall always be family forever. Your friends included may join in the rejoice of becoming one with the Shard. The more you do, the more you will get. Eventually, you will rejoice in us and we will all be cured from the plight. But if you wish not to take upon these quests and rejoice yourself with us for the rest of your days, you may still become a mantle of my path. As in a sense, out of context, you can stay here and just follow her and learn from her, and eventually kind of take. So you have a path of getting these relics. You have a path of, you know, moving enemies out of areas that you know, the dwarves or whatever, or siding with some factions. Or you can, in a sense, forfeit all of that and take the path and become part of the faction, in a sense, heading to the meteor. And once you do that, once everybody gets sanctified, you can take the path of being sanctified by the fire. aka you would have the gem embedded into your chest, and you would have to face your next test. So there's 3 paths. Obviously, the third path is a longer path because it's more of like a progression of story, but you can gain that path just through doing missions as is. They have a lot of missions for the faction, so I guess in a perspective of how you want to play this out, you're welcome to. There's a lot of quests to do. It depends on which ones you want to do. I will give them in private for quests that they will give you. You don't have to complete all the quests, but some quests are probably worth more than others.
Sweet.
So, I will give them in private towards Paragon. So
And then, is that also from talking to the Bremen Weber guy? Or is this
the
just...
Weber guy who will give you other quests. He won't give you the relics.
Yeah, no. Okay. I was just making sure.
Alright, so you enter into conversation with Weber as he looks towards you. What can I help you with, brother?
Well, my dear friend there, and he points at Harangon, he seems to be on his way to succeeding the brethren and sisters, I should say, of us all. I was looking to see any way I could also be of assistance, and you seem to be one more astute in giving out direction.
I do have a mission at hand, but I'm not too sure if you're interested in helping our brethren out.
Well, what kind of help are you seeking?
We have a lost discipline, and we require them to join our cause back. One of our patrons are gone missing. We wish for them to be reclaimed upon our family once more. So it's like a more like find them basically.
Yeah. Well, before accepting, do you have any more information, as in where last they may have been seen, at least, or what they
were
look like?
seen in the Black Ivory Inn.
Mm-hmm. And any notable characteristics or features?
They are one of us, brethren. You will know when you find them, if you are a true believer of our faith.
Wonderful. Well, if that's all...
Basically, he's
I
a
can't
priest,
say.
a missing prophet.
Okay. Yes, I can't say that we'll get it done ASAP unless this is immediately needed, as I'm sure Harangon over there will also have some things to attend to.
But if you see fit not upon finding someone, maybe a harder task would be at hand for you as well. Depending if you're interested in another task, I can forego this task and offer you something a little bit more superior upon your grade.
How about I start with this? As you see Arthur kind of like, if there were a bead of sweat. I'll definitely look for your lost disciple and see if we can get that rolling, yeah? And then if I prove a bit of trust, how about I gain this next favor?
Much obliged.
Arthur just kind of...
He offers you a healing potion. I hope this has sufficed for your venture.
Arthur would grab it. Well, I hope that you are well looked after, brother. And he would kind of bow very, like, gentlemanly.
Alright, I'll copy and paste the quest to you in private. But yeah, if you guys take quests from them, they will give you quests. And sometimes rewards.
Arthur sits there, and after he like kind of turns around, does like a little like yes, because he's figuring he's like gaining favor while also helping Harengon.
The more you do, eventually they will accept you, and they will want you to be sanctified by fire. Once you're sanctified by fire, you take the trial, and if you succeed the trial, you get permanent boons, which are very strong. But you can't be like, oh, I don't want to be in this faction anymore. Then you're gonna have the broken oath, the loss of faith. It's kind of like risque. They're gonna let you keep the weapon, by the way, Haragon, as you are the Messiah. It should belong to you. You were the one who brought it, so it's your weapon. They're not gonna take it away from you. Only if you want to give it to Matthias as a gift and forfeit, but you don't want to forfeit it. It seems like you actually want to do the job.
Yeah, for now I'll keep it then, since I'm planning on doing the job, but...
It's a powerful weapon, I would keep it. Like, here, have this artifact.
Like, it's saved our ass a couple of times now.
I am the Messiah! Flare! The sun just burns everybody.
I am Harengon Jesus.
Harengon Jesus.
I can part the haze.
Well, I know a lot of people are probably not going to join the Messiah because obviously everybody has their own faction goals. I know Thor wants to join a different faction. I know Warren, obviously, he's not. I don't think he's a cultist. And Valen, I don't know.
No.
We could still be part of the
Valen's
faction,
not religious.
or the Messiah.
Yeah, you can still be. It's just obviously the Messiah hates the Amethyst. So if you're joining the Amethyst, you're going to be enemies.
I don't have that plan.
I'm
not a magic user.
Same with they don't have the same faiths of the sacred flame as well, because they follow a different path. They are originally from the sacred flame, but they branched off into their own fanatic
subfaction.
Yeah, they're subfaction, but they're not allied. Because they don't see the same views.
Versus the Bloods.
Basically. But they do want to work with the Hooded Lanterns, so that is a potential. But they want the Hooded Lanterns to follow their faith, which is fucked up. But, hey, you know, follow our faith and we can be allies. Anybody else want to do anything? Valen, are you still a Frankenstein?
Yeah, I'm staying as Frankenstein. I'm enjoying it.
I'm just pretty much hanging out here, waiting for us to leave.
Yeah, I'm basically waiting to leave because I just don't want to deal with the fanatics and the crazy people. So it's easier to play dumb.
Okay.
Last place I went, I was talking too much and could have gotten in trouble.
Well, Haragon, you can be the nice person now in the group that you can actually ask many of the cult faction leaders to help you guys on your mission at hand. So, Haragon, you can actually ask for favors to this cult. They can actually help you supply yourself to these missions. But if you constantly beg and plead to them, every time you come to them, they might see you as a moocher. But if you bring something
Not a
back, then
moocher.
they see you as, you're actually worthwhile investing, right? Like as in Arthur.
Not a trade-off.
If Arthur brought back the priest, they're gonna help him out some more.
Yeah.
You brought a weapon to them, and you're willing to go beyond your measurements to the faith, as that is a true believer of their code, even if you're not truly sanctified yet. But if you do more missions, even if Arthur does more missions a part of your world, eventually, even if you didn't get the shield or the sword, you could potentially be sanctified either way by just doing these small odd missions, by allying yourself with the Hooded Lantern or finding that priest or whatever. Gradually, the more missions you do, eventually they trust you enough that, hey, you can be part of our group. We will, make you do the test. And if you do the test, I will say that the people who do complete the test, I'm sorry for everybody else, they get a level up, you don't. Because they're doing their own path. Their own mission.
Whatever. In all honesty, this faction has nothing to do with barbarians.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying in general sense, if you're doing a mission on your own accord, the scaling can be different because of the paths you picked. But right now, everything's milestone right now until we complete paths. But yeah, so Haragon, you can obviously ask if you want anybody to be cleansed from their contaminations. You can ask for supplies. You can ask for information. You are to them like a preacher.
I think Harangon would kind of meet back up with the rest of the group again. So, what's everybody feeling? What's our next sort of objective? I mean, I've been given some tasks by the followers of Falling Fire, and I'd like to complete them, but I also would like to help you guys along the way.
Well, I talked to an interesting gentleman over there, Berman Weber, I believe. He had asked if, by chance, if we're ever near the Black Ivory Inn, that we look for one of their disciples there. A priest, it sounds like. It seems to be more northeast from here. But agreed, if we have any other things that are closer or more prominent within the group that needs to be done, by all means.
Mel didn't give me a time limit, but I would assume he wants it done as soon as possible. The band I'm supposed to find isn't exactly in the direction of the tavern, but it's across the water. And from there, it's kind of a straight shot, so I wouldn't mind doing the tavern first or completing one of your missions. Back up.
Right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's a few things we could do, but they all require a fair bit of traveling, I think.
We were going to that other place too for where and were we not?
Yes, that's why I said it's quite a bit of ways away from the Black Ivory Inn. but I don't mind putting it on the back burner for now. Because, like I said, Mel didn't give me a time limit, but you know, I
Also
would
not
want
a
to get
take
it done.
forever thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's probably like, do it when you can, but also please don't do it in 8 years.
right.
You come back at level 14. Hey, so
So about this person you wanted me to get.
yeah, I'm honestly out of character down for whatever kind of direction.
Same.
We're kind of already on this side, so I don't mind. Where is the that cathedral they actually define here?
Cathedral.
Well,
It's
not,
number
but
11,
not the
so it's
cathedral,
this
but
one.
the oh, okay.
So we're like halfway there.
Yeah, and you can check out other locations along your travel. You can go to 13, you can go to 12, you can go to 4. You can sightsee around the areas too. There are many potential quests and side quests, and even potential factions you may run into. As they are preparing to go to the crater eventually. Most of them. Not yet, but they are preparing their venture further into. So the entire farm is basically here, but the farm of how many people you saw the farm has dwindled by a lot. Many didn't survive the pilgrimage. They died.
Damn. 11 is closer, so we can just do 11. To be fair.
Alright, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be back at 5 as well. We'll continue onwards on where you guys want to traverse and travel to and what places you want to sightsee.
Yeah, I don't exactly have a path, so I'm just following along for the ride. See what happens.
Right. And honestly, if we ever
I didn't really
back
agree
to
with. I didn't really work anything out with the red, anyways, for this character, just because it was just a quick throw together. So that's why I just thought barbarian, maybe fight the monsters and go from there. But I'm not really here to fight with you guys or disagree with any groups or anything like that. See where the path leads us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because I hate, like last time I was kind of like we were stuck in our own ways. But in all honesty, like if everybody's just gonna wind up fighting anyways at the end. If we join a whole bunch of different factions and everything like that, then potential could be gone. But yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Some crazy stuff.
Hell yeah.
Where did you say, or do you know the vicinity of where your person's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's at the academy. It's at 1.
The academy.
Oh,
Number
yeah,
1.
so it's at 1. So I was like, we can go to 11, then we go to 1, and then maybe shoot across to
Right.
17 and see what happens.
yeah. We're
And
just
then-
traversing all of Drakkenheim.
Right. I know. I
Cool.
just saw Thor's
I want to
Discord
eventually
too.
join like the dwarfs faction. Like,
Yeah, and they're at
that's a
19,
pretty
right?
big deal, right? Yeah, that's a pretty big deal because then we're fighting with the freaking Queensmen.
That'd be great for our storyline.
Derailing Waren's story, yeah.
I think think I can. Well, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, Haragon, but I think I can use you being the Messiah a little bit to get
Oh,
this
here,
guy
yeah.
to turn over for the Queensman. Because I'm like, hey, look, if you don't do what I tell you, this guy's the Messiah. He's gonna they're gonna kill you guys. So you guys
Oh,
better
you're a
do what I
hostage
want.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, if you guys can take
Watch.
over the Saint Virtual Cathedral, then that's the base of operations for them.
Oh fuck. Okay.
But the Sacred Flame wants that. They want that as well. So.
Oh, it's a three. Oh, it's a three.
It's a
Well,
thing about
actually, I
driving
don't
out
think the
Lord
Queens.
of the Feast from there, so...
Well, you don't know
Yeah,
who
so
owns
all
11 right now,
bunker
so
busts.
you'll have to deal with whatever's there.
Start shooting people. Just all
That's so
cabin
funny.
on my freaking back and just start just nailing people.
Oh my God, Arthur.
I'm calling it now. You're gonna be forced into that position.
That's so fucking funny.
Uh,
My plan was to do double agent, go back to the Hood and Lantern and be like, hey yo, I'm Mel's right hand man. I'm like in the end. Because that's what the Hood and Lanterns I forgot the lieutenant's name, but not the sister, but the brother. He tasked me with like getting into the Queensmen. I'm like, I'm there. I just need to do this mission. But I don't know.
Okay.
Joining the Queen's Men sounds pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Come join me. We'll join the Queensmen.
yeah. This is basically Haragon in this photo getting stabbed with a crystal in his chest while he's doing the ritual.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh.
I'd rather join
Jesus
Lovely.
Christ. Yeah. That's not for me.
I already get stabbed by a certain somebody in my character's body. So
Kinky.
yeah. I
But
mean,
you
he
get
breaks
some crazy
my character's
boons. I
bones.
can't wait until I tell you what the boons you get. They're fucking crazy. But every faction gives you
I was
boons. So,
teasing. I said, if regular humans can survive it, I'm pretty sure you can. Aaron.
he has to survive a test. If he doesn't survive the test, he
That's
dies.
what I'm saying. If regular humans can, I'm sure he can.
Oh, I'm sure he has got a fucking. He's pretty strong. But if he doesn't, then I'm sorry, you lost it. They'll be like shaking their head.
Yeah.
He didn't make it. Right, you guys begin to take a rest here, replenishing yourselves, seeing fit. They allow you to stay here overnight if you want to, but you can obviously see fit to forfeit, then continue your journey.
We are still in the haze, so I don't think staying here is a good idea.
But you got to meet fucking Matthias. Man, that's crazy.
I was not expecting that. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because you guys thought it was
Right.
just like, oh, this is not a real person. This is not a real person. This is just a fucking make-believe shit.
Or just like maybe somewhere of more importance, you know? Because
Well,
like the way
yeah.
Nathaniel made it seem, like he had seen her so forever ago and was just like revered, and then it's like, oh, you're in the presence of her.
I didn't think we were going to.
So I will let you know
Indian.
with this the Sacrament of the Falling Fire spell. I'll tell you the details. I don't tell you what happens, but I'll tell you. So the spell only lets you cast it in the deep haze. You have to be in the haze to do this. It's kind of fucked up, but yeah. Ceremonial will be performed by 12 faithful, willing humanoid creatures that have delirium shards droven into their chest. They have to be sanctified followers.
They're sacrifices.
What they do is they basically they don't kill themselves on you. They basically begin to purify your mind and your soul, and you're fighting basically what comes out of your soul. And if you can't beat what the abomination is, it'll kill you. You're fighting. You basically fight the evils that's within you.
Did he stop talking or am I like?
Oh, God damn it! Is it
I
again?
think you're lagging.
I think that's just
You're
you,
red.
but I can hear
Let me
red.
unplug my mic.
I can hear red.
Test. Alright, I'm back. I unplugged it. Maybe it's better now. But yeah, you're basically fighting the demons within you, basically, to cleanse yourself from
Can
it.
you hear him now?
Hello?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, so yeah. So what you wish to do is you guys regather and collect. As Haragon, you can obviously ask favors here if you see fit. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I think Harangon would remember that Warren was contaminated, and he would kind of ask, one of my friends was contaminated. Would it be possible to have some of it purged before we head out? Just because otherwise I'm not sure how
Burns
well we'll
chicken's
fare.
hair.
Is he a follower of our faith?
I believe so. I've known him to be devoutly loyal and kind to myself.
Alright. They bring him forth to us.
Right. And he'll sort of go up to him. Warren, I believe they'll cure you of your contamination.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
It doesn't work because you don't believe it.
This place is more beneficial than I thought. They're gone.
Yeah,
Right, he's gonna follow Ergo.
As you see, as you don't see her anymore, but you do see, obviously Nathan there, as he's like, I can perform the ritual. Do you serve and faithful of the falling fire?
I do.
Are you a strong believer of Matthias's view and path across Drakkenheim?
I do.
As he looks at you. I shall cleanse you this day, brother Warren, of the falling fire, and hope you serve towards our reasons and our well-being. For this, you shall be cleansed from your purges and your contaminations for the time being, but eventually you will be one with the contaminations in a better life. I shall release you from your bonds. So he kind of grabs your chest and begins to siphon out all the impurities out of your body. As you begin to see the shards start to glow brighter blue, you see all like the darkness begins to swell this chest. As it's really graphic and horrible as you watch him bleed a little bit from his lips as he relinquishes every contamination you have ever gained. You are released. I hope to see a favor in the back of this release.
What do you need of me?
You wish to accept a quest of his?
Sure.
We need more allies across our ranks, across our lands. We have many enemies and many things. We wish for you to be a messenger of our faith. If you take heed upon this quest, you take heed upon everybody that resides here. We wish, or rather, a member of the civil order to back down and join our cause. Otherwise, destroy them, as we do not have those who do not believe in our path.
That sounds easy enough. It will be done.
I gave the quest to you privately.
Yep.
As he walks off. As you can see, an individual, a messenger, comes towards you, Harrigan. Future Mantle Messiah, I offer you a gift from Our Lady. Something for you to travel with. Hopefully it is enough to achieve your goals at hand. As you can see, a small box given to you, a little crate. You can feel there's like glass inside.
Harangon will open up the box once the messenger, as the messenger turns away, he'll sort of open it up, but he'll also shout, make sure you tell her I say thank you. You can tell he's clearly, like, not really used to the formalities of this.
They offer 3 healing potions.
Oh.
That's nice.
Indeed. Well, should we head out then?
Ready when you are.
Yes, I feel I have most of the things for now.
Yeah, you guys can be like,
Minus
you
some
can
broke.
join multiple factions if you see fit, but in the end of the day, you'll have to pick one. Once they find out you're siding with 2 factions, that's fucked up. And they hate each other, you're like, fuck. But you might get lucky and get a faction that likes each other. Alright, as you start to pack your things, you can see a lot of them look at you as they kind of pray for your safe return.
On the road again.
Which is, which way are you going? You can't go across, it's water.
Can we go to the bridge and then?
Yeah, you would
Is that
have
a
to...
bridge?
Yeah, it's a bridge.
You have to be
It's-
there for a man.
You'll just
Okay.
you'll come across this location if you want to see Saint Selena Selena Monk.
Did
Is this
did
the
Warren
direction we
get
were
his
heading?
supplies back?
Yes, he gets his weapons back. Yes, they're just keeping it for safekeeping because they see weapons like that, they don't want to intrude that you're truly not with them, you know. Because their faction is, they don't really have anybody in clad armor. They're in robes, or they're barbarian classes, or they don't really rock armor. Armor is the path of the old. They're very, you know, simplistic. As you remember fighting them, they don't really actually have any cladded people. They're all casters, and they got like sickles and a barbarian that screams and rushes in. You know, kind of vibe. Alright. As you guys begin to leave and continue onwards on your mission in hand. Alright. As I'd like you all to roll me a perception check. As you begin to make your journey across the land itself. As you begin to see forth, an illusion of a childhood memory briefly appears from the front door and vanishes. The highest perception gets the memory. You can roleplay it out as you see fit.
kind of like stop midway, and my eyes roll back a bit, kind of like a not like a vision, but like I kind of have like a short, momentary, like relapse of the time I spent gardening, and then I come back and I look out at the group, wondering whether or not I really made the right choice to be in Drakkenheim. But I could have been back at home.
So you begin to see the devastations of streets filled with broken wagons, abandoned vendor stalls, and bones of remnants. You guys can roll investigation and loot around the vicinity to find some treasure if you'd like, or continue your journey onwards without any loot.
Of course, looting. Oh,
You suck, Arthur.
yeah. He's not a good roll.
Yeah.
Usually when I find stuff anyway, it's always that broken nothing.
Hey, that's what you deserve.
Yeah,
you
I
have
know.
broken nothing.
It's his karma.
Alright, it's Thor and Warren. You get some loot. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you first. Wow. It looks like Thor always gets this. You get 2 chips of Delirium haphazardly. Store in a backpack.
That's 20 gold.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Ooh.
It's gonna give it to another elemental here. It's wearing. Let's see what you get. You get madness.
What I get?
Nothing.
I look at the scraps and like, yeah, that's right. That sounds about right.
Let's see what
You know,
happens.
the delirium chips actually reminded me of a question for you, Red. I have a spell that says I have to use a delirium fragment, but I know you said like chips, like in the sense of cost. Would I be able to use 10 chips as like the same as a fragment, or is it just
a fragment
a
is a
complete?
completely
Okay.
different class. It's nothing.
Cool,
It's something that's
cool.
more whole and more pure.
Okay, good to know.
You
good to
can't
know.
like
I
just
wanted to make
meld
sure for
chips
that.
together to make a crystal. It doesn't work that way.
Right. Okay, cool. Good to know.
Chips are just like coins, basically. That's basically as I stated. Oh, you're gonna get a new one. I've never actually used these before. Let's see what happens. I've always rolled outer. Now you have the inner encounters.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's
boy, oh
right. We're in
boy.
the harder area.
Yeah, you
We
passed
sure
the
are
walls.
lucky.
2 kitties, right?
Oh, we had this already.
Bold traveler.
Yeah. Remember when we were on our way back to Amberwood
Across
from
the-
the Rat Tavern?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Think anything
But
happened?
we don't have money. Nor did anybody ask
Right,
for the
yeah.
holy water that we kind of spammed.
Be the next favor. We'll come back with the priest, and I'll tell him that's how they owe me.
Excuse me, Arthur.
Yeah.
So he kind of like grits his teeth and looks away, a little bit embarrassed for what he's about to say. I don't want to ask for a favor, but I know
Oh.
one needs to be returned. However,
Mhm.
as he takes out the sword and places it in front of him, the sword has properties unknown to me. I wish it to be identified.
That's a nice weapon you have there. Wearing
Arthur would,
Yes, other than
grab
just
the
him.
blade.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. You can continue. He's like looking at it while you're.
So you can
Have
see.
tried-
As it's
So the troll travelers will happen eventually. You don't see them yet, but it'll come into play.
Oh,
Cool.
we're talking troll traveling merchant, I guess. So that wasn't what happened here then.
They're the same, but it's different this time.
Okay.
While we're walking, am I able to ritual cast Identify, or do I have
You
to be
have
not
to
moving?
not moving. Yeah, you have to
Okay.
use it as a spell if you're gonna do that.
I guess it's up to us if we have like 10 minutes or.
Yeah, or
Oh, yeah.
you know, some
Yeah,
of you
we can
guys
take
see this
two.
big ass thing as well over here. Big ass building.
Yeah, so Arthur would take the sword then, and you were mentioning about a favor. Well, it seems to be holding some type of unique properties. I'm assuming you'd like me to reveal them.
That's correct.
Well,
As
you
he's
know,
looking at
I.
you, but yeah, he's like, "What's the favor?"
How about this one we claim at a later time? We see what comes up.
Again?
Preferably. I can't say right now you have anything that I desire, nor do I need any help quite yet, but how about I can narrow the subject? When we get closer to the Black Ivory Inn, I may need some help and or protection when it comes to locating this gentleman.
That is something within the means I can do. Sure.
Perfect. Well, let me just get comfortable here a minute, and if you don't mind, I suppose I have to trust you watching my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arthur will sit down and cross his legs, and I will begin ritual casting Identify on his sword.
What are the rest of you guys doing as you wait?
Yeah, I'm kind of just watching the road, making sure Arthur is safe while he's ritual casting.
Valen's just breaking her bones.
Ew. Ew! Hearing the snaps and the cracks and pops.
It's not even her fault, okay?
Gross.
It's doing it.
Demon.
You know
Been
what?
there, done that.
You know what?
She's
It's
having
fair.
a marital dispute, okay?
It's
Ew.
calming for Arthur. It's helping him focus for the
The
Identify.
cracks and the pops. It's ASMR for you.
She's like right next to you as well, and every so often she like moves her wrist near your ear and is just like
Barf.
crack.
Arthur's just like, wonderful.
Warren's still freaked out over it, so he's just casually stepping aside from Valen, making sure that he can't be in any reach.
Gotta find that item now. Oh, it's not an actual item. Okay, I'll have to. Alright. So you identify the item as you realize the magical sword here is called Twilight in the celestial ruins that are engraved on it. It's a +1 greatsword. It sheds a dim light of illumination to 15 feet at all times. Cannot be turned off. So, for those who are stealthing, you're fucked. As a creature wielding it can speak and understand Celestial. The other weapons or armors are wasting away or worthless, of course, so that's all it does. It's just a +1 greatsword, illumination of dim light, and you can understand Celestial as you wield it.
Okay.
Arthur would you'd see him kind of finish, and he would He'd probably be like chanting during like the ritual, right? So he'd stop, and then he would look at you, wearing. Well, this seems to be a bit interesting of an item. This greatsword seems to be endowed with a bit more power than your typical greatsword. In addition, there's a charm, it looks like, of illumination. It's a bit pesky that you can't turn it off, and it will pretty much cast light around, I'd say, 15 feet or so. But the most interesting part, I would say, is it lets you speak and understand Celestial. Not very often do you find weapons, I feel, endowed with gifts of language. And he'd hand it to you.
Right. I did feel a bit strange when I first grabbed it, but well, thank you. See,
It'll
gives
come in
you a couple
handy when you
swings.
need to read like texts and stuff in Celestial. Be like, I can read this.
My eyes are glowing.
It doesn't take attunement either, so it's really anybody can literally grab it and use it, which is nice. Like, hand me that sword, okay.
You don't need to attune to it to understand the language?
No, it doesn't require attunement. It just lets you, as long as you're wielding it.
That's cool.
If you're just like putting your bags, then you're not using it.
Right. You have to actually be holding it out. If we all touched it, like put our hands on it, could we understand?
No, it doesn't work that way.
That'd be kind of cool.
Right, that's cute. Never hurts to ask. Arthur would stand
He
up.
like stabs you. Now you know Celestial bitch. I'm dead.
Well, is there anything? Herringon, Thor. He's like looking around, seeing where everyone is. He knows Valen's there by the cracks.
I've got nothing.
Alright, so this is basically what you see when you begin to move like gradually. So you see the next another kind of cathedral in the distance. It's up to you if you want to pass it or go to it.
So many churches.
It's a monastery, yeah, towards
Well, we can
Saint
stop here.
Selena.
You need
You can
to
roll
stop
a
it just
history
for
check for
Herringon.
those that are from Drakkenheim. Can roll the history check. If you're not from
I will do
Drakkenheim,
that.
do not roll it.
I am. So let's see what I can do.
All right.
Nat 20.
As this kind of cloister, kind of refuge lies on a small hill overlooking the Dran River to the southern ward of the city, originally built when Drakkenheim only occupied the northern bank. The city streets were built up around the monastery. Ground over time, it serves as a primary residence for the clergy of the Sacred Flame, who tended the cathedral and the chapels throughout Drakkenheim. A few hundred acolytes and priests dwelled in the humbles of the comfort of the walls and living cells. But it seems now this place has been taken over by the falling fire. It's their claim now.
Vala's just like, she just points as like monastery.
This is like going to like a really big like place that looks like a cathedral, but then you just find out that it's like a Baptist church.
Yeah.
Aragon, you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
Vala's just like, she's not giving you any details at all. She's just like, religious crap.
I'm gonna look back at you guys and I'll be like, did you guys have to steal anything from here too?
No.
Not the real answer.
Gives me those vibes.
Did you want to check it out anyways, or just keep going?
It's up to you.
Do we see any followers in near the
Not
entrance,
not
or?
from your. You're not even close to the entrance. You're just seeing it from that
Oh,
side.
okay. Oh, right,
Just,
because
like,
there's a
seeing
big
it from
ass fucking.
afar.
So you can
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
intact. It
Yeah.
hadn't been destroyed. But it is covered in the
Well, that's
haze.
right.
The whole place is hazy.
Does that place not look ominous to me? Ominous to you?
Everything here
What?
looks ominous.
I
I'm
mean,
sure
even
it's
more
worth
so,
talking
Thor. Look at it. But look at everywhere else. It's all rubble mostly. Everything's tattered and torn, but that place perfectly intact. And
Well,
look,
maybe they care for it.
I'm sure it has some wonderful loot, though, but
Renovations.
yes. Believe currently it would be in our best interest to continue.
right.
I believe so, yeah.
The rest we're just gonna pass by it.
Yeah. As you pass by, you can roll a perception check.
Can we all do perception check or just Warren? All of us.
Everybody can roll it, yeah. Not like her.
Where the fuck is it? There it is.
Alright. As Warren and Arthur, you can see.
Arthur
that
got a 16.
You see, both of you see the falling fire faction resides there. You can see, it looks like a base of operations. You can see some zealots are outside, keeping guard. It's a little bit more less than the wall itself, but looks like this is kind of like their base of operations. It looks like you can tell an inkling. You can roll an insight, both of you, to see if the inkling of what this place is to the falling fire, more or less than just a gate. With a 10, you can tell this place would probably not allow people who are not faithful. So, in a sense, anybody who is not taking the fallen fire's test are not allowed, even if you are a messiah.
I see. So I can tell we
you
have
would be
that
out of
close to one
bounds. You would
archer.
not be able.
Motherfucker.
You would have to sneak in here to get in.
I think Arthur would relay that. Well, it seems the only followers allowed in are the ones that have passed that ritual having the crystal embedded in them. They don't seem to be allowing any others going past.
They don't look too friendly, that's for sure.
Kind of makes sense because look what happened in the last chapel we were at. They let us in, and we
Right.
just kind of ruined it, you know. This could be their
This
main
place
base of
feels
operation.
more of a, like a, how do I describe it? Back in my village, we had not a military, but a police force. And this feels more of like a place to establish. The other place just looked like a place of worship.
Yes, and it seems that it already has its own natural protectional barrier of the haze being quite dense there. Well, on we go, I suppose. Unless, and Arthur will smirk, you're wanting to sneak in.
Maybe another day.
Alright, as you arrive, you begin to all notice 3 trolls on the bridge.
The troll tax.
Troll tax.
No money.
As you can see, 3 trolls wearing large backpacks containing raw, contaminated meats, tankards of rancid ale, and gold pieces, as well as tools and trinkets they have encountered.
Ooh.
The trolls look at you. They kind of stop you as they speak out loud and comment towards you. You there! You interested in our wares?
All I have is just this picture of a townhouse.
A what?
Picture of a townhouse. That's all I really have to sell or trade. What can I get for that?
They look at you. Nothing.
Guess they don't like the picture.
Then there you
Damn.
go.
A slab. Yeah, but if it's a really pretty townhouse.
I agree.
It'd be a really nice
25
picture.
pieces, so
Yeah, in this economy, let's not knock that.
This is art.
Is it a portrait, the painting one? That's worth $250?
yeah, it's worth.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought you were just saying a
that's-
painting, like an actually townhouse.
Fake.
That townhouse over there is
Fake.
mine. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, the
Right.
picture that I
As
got.
they're
Too
looking
bad,
at-
too bad.
They look at you. Will you trade then?
Oh, now you're okay.
As they
That's
drop
showing it
some
says-
raw meat, some tankards of ale, and some coin.
I'm gonna smell the ale. Is it good?
It's rancid.
But that shit's been
Rancid
out.
as in, like really good shit or like poisonous.
It depends on you how bad you want to drink ale that's been rancid for a few decades.
Bro, imagine somebody opened up a bottle of wine 60 years ago, but never closed
Yeah.
the top, and then just left it, and just let it stew.
Oh yeah, and then
And
imagine
like you're meaning like opened up the cap.
If you're
or left it?
interested, we have tools
Yeah.
too. As they have trinkets, and so any set tools you'd require in D&D, they have lockpicking tools, trinkets. They have whatever.
Warren steps up and offers a bit of gold for those lock-picking tools.
All right, as they charge you the actual fair price of what they would cost, 25 gold pieces.
Oh, fuck yeah, okay.
oh whoa,
As they're used,
we're
but
still
they
getting
are
ripped
still
off.
used. As in the
How
box,
much-
instead of 5 of them, you have 4.
How
Oh,
much
damn.
for-
I guess.
Hey, this is
Classic
something,
trolls.
This is what they find.
Classic trolls.
As it looks like it was
Classic.
waterlogged for a long time, so they're kind of rusty.
How much for your ale?
Ugh. 5 gold.
5 gold. Okay, so if I take your 2 kegs,
Just 1.
or if I take your keg, what would 20 gold pieces give me?
You want more than that? All right. They drop down 200 kegs worth of rancid ale for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any? You said they had good meat, like non-spoiled meat.
It's contaminated meat.
Oh damn!
Make
It
a
looks-
contaminated
it-
steak.
It looks purplish and red
Yeah.
and gray.
Let me think here. You guys
This
have any
is the
cold
Food
water?
Network.
Anything can be cooked with lots of
Hey.
seasonings.
We're gonna make a steak that's contaminated.
And then
Do you guys have
They'll
any
give you-
holy water
and
as
then we're
well
gonna
at
have
all?
diarrhea.
We'll get 3 contaminations with each bite.
Sorry, go ahead, Thor.
Yeah. Do you guys have any holy water?
No.
No. How much for a do you guys have any javelins?
They go through their belongings. No, but we have these. As they drop a bunch of weapons, they're all rust covered. Battle axe, great sword, maul, long sword, scimitar, but they're all rust covered weapons. They're still usable, but there's a 50-50 chance they might break on impact.
I'll take how much for your guys' long shorts?
5 gold.
5 gold. Woof. You know what? For all of them or just each?
Just 1 each.
Just one.
The mauls are 10 gold. The two-handed weapons are 10 gold.
I'll take 2 long swords and that keg. And do you have anything to light fires, like flint and steel or anything?
No.
I guess my tinderboxes that I have will work. All right, and I'll just give them the painting and take a couple kegs and kind of
The kegs
wrap
are they weigh 25 pounds. They're pretty heavy.
Yeah, I'll kind of take a length of my rope and kind of tie it around, and then kind of make a makeshift to go over my back.
If you want trade next time, we head towards King's Gate.
Is there anything that looks really appealing that would be helpful?
Not
for...
really. They're
Not really?
trolls. They just grab whatever is in the drawn river that's been lost.
King's Gate. Sounds good, thank you.
As they grab their backpacks, grab the coin, and they jump into the water contaminated as they start sloshing through it.
Classic.
Trolls.
Okay, and so when they leave and we get to the other side of the bridge, I'd like to attempt something. I'd like to pour a little bit of wine on the ground.
It's not wine, it's ale.
Or ale on the ground, and kind of make a little bit of a trail. Light a tinderbox, light a match.
It doesn't set on fire. It's sadly not flammable.
Damn it!
it's beyond saving. It stinks. It's just foul.
Damn it!
Red, you said one of the thieves' tools was been used, right? So you said like there's only 4 of them.
4 of them, and they're rusted. So there's a good chance there's a 50-50 chance they might break.
Okay.
So when you use one, I'll tell you to roll a D100 after you make the success.
Gotcha.
Because everything these trolls are finding, these are used, because these are not brand new. These are off of corpses. These are off of fucking stuff they found in the river. This is just random shit. You might they might get something down the road. If you do meet them a lot, you may get actually an item that you can actually buy from them that is actually useful. But it's just the more times you come across them. Alright, you guys make it to the other side. As you keep heading towards, as you kind of travel through the temple ward.
Damn, that was kind of a failure. At least we can stick somebody out if we have to.
Well, you could just drink it.
No, I was hoping to make a bomb.
Well, maybe keep some. Maybe the alchemists that we're going to meet later on might be able to do something with it.
Yeah, I do plan on kind of keeping it for a little while, but you never know. Maybe somebody might want a little taste.
A little swig.
The rancid. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to take a drink.
Alright, you drink it. It's just like.
Is it really powerful?
It's like sour beer. It's fucking gross.
Oh,
yeah, it's powerful. It's gross. It's like drinking vinegar. It's sour as fuck.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Man, here, have some.
Oh.
Kind of pour a cup per word.
It looks like, and so beer is like usually yellow. It's like it looks darker than yellow.
Look at it Harry wearing his head. Hey, it might help to grow.
As there's like a lot of grainy, like,
I'm gonna make a history check real quick, and I'm gonna just I'm gonna be like, well,
What?
It's some good. It looks good.
this looks good to me. Because like I was gonna be like, well, my grandfather drunk something like this once, and he had the shits for a while. So, but he just takes a drink too.
You drink it as is the sourest thing you had. Your like throat locks up as you start coughing and wheezing on it.
You know what I mean? It's good shit.
Now I remember what this shit is.
That a boy. I'll give you a nice smack on the back. There we go. You have my newfound respect, Warren.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah, that's a boy. That's how you get hair on your chest. We'll just keep walking, I guess.
Okay. Alright, as you guys begin to travel some more, you begin to see more strange things along your travel. You do see more warped, blown apart, frozen in time in the middle of an explosion of magic that has resided here. Strange and looking. As you begin to look around, you can roll investigation for treasure to see what kind of loot you can come across your adventure itself.
Nothing.
You never know. You might have found a nice rock with a 6.
Right. It's sharp enough. Oh, dang, nat 20. Good.
Nice, natty 20.
Oh, damn.
I
hate
found
how it
nothing
doesn't-
but trusted socks and swords. Yeah.
I kind of hate how it doesn't like flare out when you get a natural 20. It's just
Yeah, it's just flat. They're still
Yeah, it's only
updating
on
it. They're doing
combat
updates
rolls,
still.
which
I'm
is
getting
weird.
updates from them still, so you never know, really. What they will do. They're just currently fixing a lot of bugs. Lot of bugs. Investigation. Alright. Let's see what you get, boy. Let's see what you get. You get something good? Ooh.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Very not
Nice.
Only
So
one.
you can pick the spell scroll of that. Sorry, spell scroll of Tuck Wizard. Let me just double check what kind of.
You seem to roll a lot of ones for this stuff there, Red. Or
know.
just the regular numbers.
It is what it is.
That is what it is.
Come on, another remove curse.
It's uncommon, so
Fireball. Fireball.
Common fireball.
uncommon. All right, so roll me a 1d4.
1d4 coming up.
All right, you get a cantrip of your choice.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
Mm.
If you got a 4, it would have been a 3rd level.
Cantrips are pretty awesome. You should go with
Yeah, I'm looking. What
well,
did I
has to
tell
be a
you the
wizard
bit?
one, doesn't it?
As you guys begin to notice, there are some new enemies around here. As I like you to all roll me a stealth check.
Oh.
I honestly wouldn't unless I put this great sword away. There's
Wow, you
no
got
reason
lucky.
for me
There's
to do one.
none, so you're fine. I rolled a 0. But
Okay.
there's outlaws in this area. These are factionless players. They do not follow a faction.
Like the majority of us.
But you can tell that I would like you to roll me a survival check to see if you can see the foot traffickings of what they are. Survival?
Said we all can.
Yeah. Survival.
Survival.
Survival. All right, wherein you do notice foot trafficking of what looks like an ogre.
Oh, fuck yeah, here we go.
There's ogre foot tricks here. As Haragon, you see wargs and bugbear foot trafficking here.
Oh god, okay, so there's a lot.
Yep. That is a sub-faction of this place. They are basically gangsters, outlaws. They're a bunch of bugbears and wargs and ogres. I see nothing, I hear nothing.
Yeah, Herring Godwin kind of informed the group, just letting them know, like, it looks like there's been a lot of traffic here. I'm seeing lots of different prints of, like, wargs and bugbears, and let's make sure we're on high alert.
Right.
And if we can capture them, maybe we can see how they're staying alive in here without this haze affecting them.
I'm going to choose mending, by the way, right?
Okay.
Oh, nice. That's not a cantrip, though. Is it?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, nice.
Alright. Oh, this is an eerie place. I shall show you a picture of what you'll come to see of this horrible, horrible place.
And here I thought the Temple Ward was supposed to be a nice place.
It's just kind of creepy looking. It's on the pictures in the Discord. You can roll a
let's
history
keep walking.
check. You are from Drakkenheim. Roll a history. If you're not from Drakkenheim, you may not know anything about this place.
Oh.
Yeah, it's scary, bro. Look at that shit.
Freaking reminds me of like the aura, some freaking auras coming off of people.
Saint Virtue was a mighty paladin of the Sacred Flame, the patron of Saint Drakkenheim, along with an ancient gold dragon, Argonoth. The righteous warrior had saved Drakkenheim from the marauding armies led by the chromatic dragon that descended upon Westermar. From the Western Vale centuries ago, Argonaut had gave their life in battle to Saint Virtue, and subsequently died slaying half a dragon warlock behind a terrible scourge. The bones and equipment have been kept as a holy relic since, as Saint Virtue's prophesied the golden dragon would be resurrected should Drakkenheim ever fall into darkness. So that's the lore you get.
This place is kind of calling my name, guys.
I'll put that in Discord. Boop.
Martha, you seem puzzled. Do you know this place?
So that's the lore you get to learn, Arthur. You don't really get to learn much more than that, but yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was just reading it. And sorry, where and what you say?
I was just going along with the flow. Like, you probably stopped and stared at it and then remembered something in your face will probably show it. So I was like, do you know this place?
Well, I can't say I know it personally, but from what I've heard of Saint Retruvio in my travels, they used to be the mighty paladin of the Sacred Flame. The patron saint of Drakkenheim, you'd say. It also told tale of the ancient golden dragon Argonoth and how they'd saved Drakkenheim from an army led by all the other chromatic dragons. It seemed that Argonoth had given their life in battle, and Saint Vitruvio subsequently died, slaying the half-dragon warlock during the terrible attack on all of this. Their bones and equipment have been kept as holy relics, I heard, and Saint Petruvio was prophesied at that time as the gold dragon could be resurrected should Drakkenheim ever fall into darkness. But this is all, again, what I've only heard through the many mumblings and whispers.
Was this not where we were supposed to go then?
I believe this is one of the places that Aragon we were searching for.
I'll look back at Herringon.
Yeah. We have to reclaim the temple for the followers
like
of the
there's-
falling fire.
There might be a fight in there waiting to happen.
Most likely, I'd wager.
Sounds that way.
Start stretching. Oh, well, day's not getting any shorter.
Remember, there is a creature in there that called, as you got the quest, Aragon, called the Lord of Feasts. As many factions have tried to take this down, but they have faltered. It is some beast that resides in there.
Yes, that's right.
You
Yeah,
could
we did
potentially
mention the
try it
word.
yourself, or you could try to alliance yourself with a faction to try to take it down. Or you could just check it for yourself. It's a big place. This place is not owned by anybody because they're scared of what the hell that thing is inside.
Lord of the Feast, baby.
What do you guys think? I'm just here following you right now.
This is Aragon's mission. I kind of want him to decide what he wants to do.
I mean, in all honesty, I think perhaps one of the smarter things for us to do would be to, figure out exactly how far in we're getting before we get in there, if that makes sense. Sort of understand what people have to say about this Lord of the Feast.
So do you think we should go to where Aaron was originally planning then? Maybe they might know something.
Well,
Or
if that's the case, then we can go to, as he kind of takes out the makeshift map that Aragon kind of made. He kind of looks
Oh,
over
yeah.
for a second. If I remember correctly, wasn't Shepherd's Gate the place we came to after the sewers around here?
Perhaps, I think so. But
The hooded
additionally,
lanterns would know.
yeah, actually, that's true. They probably would. And in all honesty, the Falling Fire said that they are willing to work with the Hooded Lanterns. So perhaps that would be key to sort of setting ourselves up in a favorable position to deal with this Lord of Feast. Because I don't really want to fight going in completely blind, especially against something that presumably quite dangerous.
Named Lord of the Feast, right.
Yeah, I can't imagine you get the name Lord of the Feast because you're just a wolf.
Maybe he's just a really hungry guy. Maybe we can just give him that raw meat that Dora has. Alright, sorry, that was a bad joke.
Aragon will just sort of blink. Yeah, Aragon will blink very blankly.
Blink?
Was that an attempt at humor?
Warren looks down, embarrassed. Yes.
Right, let's stick to
This
what
is
we know.
massive. This is the
Stick to
biggest
what we know.
cathedral that you'll ever come across.
Okay.
Oh.
Thor's walking.
You can just
Thor?
you can
That's okay.
survey the area, but yeah, yeah. Many
Okay.
yeah, I'm just gonna
the
look
problem
through
is
the
no
windows.
factions are willing to ally with each other with, as you guys are obviously the intermediate to try to ally with two factions because they won't ally with each other.
Don't worry, I'm just looking up through the windows.
So you see a bell
gotta see
tower
what we're
basically
looking.
inside there. Let me see if I can get some more context. Give me a
Let's
second.
see.
Yeah, there's nothing I can describe yet until you actually enter it.
Do I notice anything on those pillars? Or are the windows so dusty that it's really hard to make anything out?
There's a second level, but you can see a bell tower basically. But it's just from your
Okay.
perspective, it's like there's not
Yeah,
much.
because I just see these pillars here, so I was wondering if there's like symbols or anything on them.
No, they're holding up the fucking tower. They're like pillars.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As you guys begin to hear a heavy shake, the whole ground shakes just for a moment.
What the fuck was that? As he turns back around and goes to the group. Did anyone else hear that? Feel that?
Is this a
Yeah.
vent? Like a duct of some sort, or is that just debris?
Debris. Oh no, that's that's a sewer.
Okay, if I put my ear down to it, do I hear anything?
Roll perception check. You can hear like just droplets. There's liquid down there.
Okay, so it's just really humid.
Paragon, what exactly did your hope, I think, question mark, say about this place?
Not much aside from that there's a creature named or not a creature, they just said vanquished Lord of the Feast. And then there's a brazier in there they want. I believe there's also a sword. I think the sword is located in here. Let me just close my eyes and recount my recollections quickly. And by that I mean out of character, read my notes.
And out of context, this is a mega
Yes.
dungeon. It's 3 maps.
Yes. There's the,
It's a mega dungeon.
they asked us to destroy the Lord of the Feast, retake the cathedral, and then afterwards they want help consecrating the brazier for the fire, and to retrieve Ignatius, the sword of burning truth.
Huh. As he looks at Paragon, looks back at the cathedral, looks at Paragon, then looks back at the cathedral, and he says, "Yeah, I'll be honest. This place is fucking huge." And
But agree.
This place kind of reminds me of fucking Dark Souls vibes.
Right. That's why I put the Boreal Dancer.
Oh,
It
just
gave
the
me very
freaking
that.
aura itself around the building. I'm gonna look around, and I notice these stones littered on the ground here, and then I kind of toss one into the building.
Like loudly? Okay.
And then kind of go back around the corner and listen to any sound or anything like that coming in the area. Just because there's no windows or anything in here, it's just a wide open.
Nothing comes out. Nothing. It's too.
Okay.
This place is massive. A little like pebble won't do shit.
oh, okay.
And then while those guys are doing their thing, I'm just exploring and looking around.
Where did Dora go? Wait, seriously,
Somewhere
door?
over there.
The dwarf? Oh, where?
That way.
Fuck.
I mean, I thought you were supposed to keep a handle on him.
Well, I. What if something happens to him?
Well, they're also grown. I'm sure they understand. Yep. No, it's fine. Continue.
Yeah, Warren's just gonna start walking. as he kind of turns back around and then looks at Haragon, I'm with you, but I'll be honest. I think we're a little bit out of our depth here. You might want to go see the Hood Lanterns and see if they have anything to say.
My ideal plan as well. I don't really want to spend too much time in this temple if I can help it.
Right. Let's go and find. Okay. Yeah. Let's go and find Thor. As he starts to
immediately
walk.
hear a wet shit come out of Harry. No, just kidding.
Oh fuck.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Okay. Let's go. As he kind of turns around and makes and chuckles and says, "I think we
Something begins to move hard.
The one I'm at?
Oh my god. Harangon is gonna point and cast message, and then he's just gonna kind of you'll see he drops his hand for a sec, and he doesn't even bother to cast it anymore. He kind of stops casting it halfway through. Hey, let's get the fuck out of here for a minute.
You're saying this object here starts
It's moving. The entire thing is shaking. It's moving in your direction, Thor.
Oh
okay, I'm
no.
looking at it.
Whatever that is, it sounds
Oh,
like some kind of hybrid wolf contamination creature as it shakes the entire thing. As you hear a big slam, as it's unable to leave this cathedral, you hear the shaking of the cathedral.
Well, that's good.
That's kind of good. Is it just me or did I
Yeah.
move? Oh, I like the new fog. Like the
Yeah, it's new. They added
display
that. They
fog
updated it
war?
just last month. Yep, that's the new fog of war.
That's cool.
I have two kinds of fog of war. I have the light version, where it's just more of like it's more. Here, I'll show you the difference. Let's see if I could change it really quick. There's a regular overlay, and this is the beta mist. So these are beta. So this is the mist.
So
So
that
this
one
guy-
might almost be more suited. No, I guess it's darker here, right? So I think I heard a moo at the end there, but there's this thing that was in the middle of the courtyard that started moving towards me. So I don't. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's just go.
I think I'll start booking it.
All right, you book out of here as well. We'll enter session early here, as yeah, there is a horrible monster trapped in there for a reason.
Yeah, so that thing has to do with something with a wolf.
That is a boss fight, and that is a required boss fight that you need a team of faction members to fight that thing. You can try without a faction members, but it's gonna be fucking hard.
Well, that's what I mean is that thing is going to be fun to fight. But we're not ready yet.
Why, it's trapped in there for a reason, probably for good reason.
It might have something to do with like a wolf or even a dragon, maybe too.
Maybe. But you can tell it's more like canine, if anything.
Yeah. So you said that. So was that like a sundial or what was it that I was standing at?
It's just outside. There's extra. It's the stuff outside doesn't mean anything.
Oh, okay. It was moving towards me, so.
Oh yeah, it was trying to move, but it couldn't get through, or it's stuck.
Oh, it was inside the building.
Yeah, you can't leave.
Oh.
If it leaves, I think Drakkenheim's fucked.
Okay, so there's like a barrier in there to keep it in there.
If you thought the
So
Hulkers
did
were
I
scary,
get a
this
glimpse
thing is
of it?
10 times more scary.
So did I get a glimpse of it then?
No,
while I was,
if you saw a glimpse of it,
running?
you'd probably die.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't. You won't be able to see it until you actually enter into the cathedral.
Okay.
It's like once you see that thing, you're in battle. you're just like you're shitting your pants and hoping that it kills you fast.
Dark Souls.
Basically, yeah. So now you know that maybe this quest is not ready for your repertoire yet. So maybe you need to earn some faction members before engaging that encounter. Having some knights or potentially some people that can take a blow for you instead of you just dying.
Die for me. Die for me. wherein I have that favor. Remember?
I need you to do that for me.
Can you enter this place and just tell us what it is?
Just tell us
I'm sure you'll
if-
come out.
if you'll live or not.
Hey
if-
guys, I think there's a
Well, now it's a cliffhanger. Now you're gonna be like, realizing, okay, well, this is gonna be a section that we're gonna visit later when we're higher level that we can handle it. Because
Yep.
right
Yeah,
now
so-
it's probably kamikaze.
Yep. So clearly,
So I was
we
thinking,
got
I was like,
in the
oh
inner
yeah.
game we ain't
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
We'll be
Because,
back.
like I
We'll
said,
be
in this
back.
campaign, there are like you can go to a place in the map that's just too high level for you, and I won't tell you. Of course, in this circumstances, I'm gonna tell you because this thing is huge.
No doubt. Like